I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Please pick me. I got a good job. I got a real pussy. I cook and I clean and I look like this. Please pick me. Any old man, please pick me. I said I cook, I clean. My coochie is real. Pick me. Pick me, pick me, pick me. Hallelujah. I gotta find a man. I don't care what he did. I don't care who he hurt. I don't care who he fucked. I just want a man to pick me, Lord. I done did all I can to be the cool girl. Pick me. I got a good job. I'm not a broke bitch. I went to school. I'm not just pussy. Pick me. I don't care if you like underage girls. I'ma shave my coochie so I look like a teeny bopper for you, nigga. Please pick me. I called out them other women on the internet the other day. I spoke up for you, black man. I need you to come and pick me. Yes, Lord. I know I got this surgery, that surgery, wearing tight-ass wigs that's uncomfortable and shoes I hate because I want so bad for one of you niggas to please pick me. I don't care about my kids. I'll have kids if you want me to because that mean my coochie work. Oh, but I don't give a fuck about these kids when it comes to a nigga. Lord, please pick me. Pick me. That's all I need in this life is to find some raggedy ass, lying ass nigga to pick me. That's all I need. I'ma find a way to blame every bitch I see. I love men. Please come and pick me. Yeah, I hate that gay shit, but if you ask me to fuck a bitch, I will. So come on and pick me. I don't like the trans girls, but I know that's what you like, so I'm gonna make myself look like that. Please come and pick me. Come on. It don't matter whether you got a job. It don't matter whether you an abuser. It don't matter whether you don't raise your kids. I just want the dick juice. Come and pick me, Lord. Come and pick me. That's all I want. That's all I need. A man, please. Please, please pick me.
Yes, God. Yes, God. Yes, God. My hit coming soon. I'm back. Oh my God, I love me for real. What's up, y'all? I'm back. We're about to get back into the Diddy and Caresha of it all. I felt like it. And sometimes when you feel like it, you got to just move with what you feel. But before I jump back into Caresha and Diddy to get, give people a chance to see the notification. Child, I think I'm gonna put on my booty shorts and take myself outside this evening. I'm gonna attempt to. I'm gonna attempt to. I'm gonna put my grill in and I'm gonna go outside. We're gonna see how it go down. Okay. So speaking of pick-me's, sometimes pick-me's are elusive. Sometimes pick-me's are hard to find. And it's because the internalized misogyny shifts, moves, changes shape like water. And sometimes you think a woman has learned something from being with an ain't shit ass man, being abused, shitted on, mistreated by the ain't shit ass man. You think she's grasped something. You know what I'm saying? But then you see her make excuses for other ain't shit ass men, and you're like, okay, you not a safe space, young T. And then this video came out today, and I was just like, the older pick-me's are very interesting to see sometimes in their habitat. just interesting. No judgment. There are a lot of them doing it. It's fine. That's their frequency. I'm not judging a lot.
Young Miami, I love you. But get your ass down there to the motherfucking courthouse too, city girl. So Kanye gonna be the only one that show up at the courthouse in support of his buddy. Since nobody don't want to say it, I said. All right, Khaled, get your big fat ass down there to the courthouse. Ross, get your big wide ass down there to the fucking courthouse. French Montana, get your yellow ass down there to the fucking courthouse too. Kevin Hart, get your short ass, funny ass down there to the motherfucking courthouse too. Meek Mills, get your Philly ass down there to the fucking courthouse too. And all them bitches he was fucking. Young Miami, I love you. But get your ass down there to the motherfucking courthouse too, city girl. Young Miami, I love you. But get your ass down there to the motherfucking courthouse too, city girl. Who else? Saucy Santana. That's your dog too. Go down there to the motherfucking courthouse. Now he needs support, y'all. Who else? Joey Chavez. That's her name. Future baby mama and Bow Wow baby mama. Take your ass down there too, girl. Jennifer Lopez. Get your ass down there too. Who else? Gina. Where the fuck you at and hiding? Get your dick sucking ass down. Young Miami, I love you. But get your ass down there to the motherfucking court.
Okay. So in my mind, I know that she's being facetious. That's not lost upon me. That she's really just trying to bring attention to the other people that are involved or have been involved or named in what Diddy got going on. Not that I have an issue with us bringing other people to the front, but I feel like, can we deal with one nigga at a time, please? Just in this moment, I would like for us to deal with one weirdo, energy vampire, pimp, musician, abuser, demon dick, bisexual, by proxy, weird ass nigga. Like, girl, can we deal with one at a time? I would like for us to deal with one at a time, Yonti. And when y'all do this, it reminds me of what y'all say about Robert. Whenever someone brings up Robert, people say that the parents dropped every single girl off as if it wasn't women of all ages. Young girls, yes. And that's what we're able to get you on. But the pimping happens to grown adult women all the time. Y'all, it's so crazy to me how y'all can watch somebody like Risa Tisa or that girl that's, that just was crying on the internet this week about how she found out her man was cheating with her cousin and she had done all of that shit. Do y'all really not understand the mental manipulation that most women go through in their relationships? It's so crazy to me because I was on Threads. That's the new place to be because I'm not going back on Twitter except for my, proclivities. But I saw Jessie Woo. It's hard to see this Jane Doe as a victim. And I'm just like, yo, people's inability to apply the same logic and just in slightly varied, like people's inability to apply the same like understanding. So if you understand how lying and manipulation works, you understand it when a regular woman is telling you about a man that she got. I mean, y'all gonna call her dumb anyway, but you still seem to empathize or sympathize with women like Risa Tisa or like the lady that was crying on the internet about what happened with her man fucking her, her cousin and all of that. You can empathize when men who don't have any money are able to like game and manipulate and get money out of women. Think about the way some women are willing to have threesomes with men. And the women don't really want to have these threesomes, but they do it anyway because it's their husband and they want to keep them sexually satisfied. Or it's their boyfriend and they don't want him to cheat. I hate to bring her up, but Kimmy, we talked about that in what episode before last. Kimmy and Maurice. Kimmy's a cancer patient having uncomfortable sex she doesn't want to have to please her husband. Why can't y'all understand Jane Doe liking him and being infatuated with him, because I will not call it love, but being enmeshed and infatuated with him. And he's this abuser that pulls people's strings. It doesn't matter what the person's strings are. And that's what I feel like y'all not understanding. It doesn't matter what the person's motivations are. People come by Diddy so that they can get access to good jobs, so that they can get access to money, so that they can get access to respectability, so that they can get access to education, so that they can get access to another celebrity that they may want to work with. Like, people used Diddy as a way to get jobs, to get into the music industry. Like, he's obviously like a person that has the ability to sway everybody around him because he's offering them some type of illusion. Whether it's a music career or relationship, he's selling some type of illusion to everybody he's in contact with, y'all. The illusion to the employees is that you're working for Bad Boy, the corporation, Sean John. We've made billions. We're a black brand. All of that shit he sell. Yeah, he's a gatekeeper. All of that shit that he sells. So it's like every time somebody was going to Sean to get whatever he was selling, he would find a way to exploit them and get way more out of them than he was actually giving to them. But it doesn't look that way because he's the one positioned with all of the power and the money and the access and the respect. And so everybody is just automatically giving him all of this praise, benefit of the doubt, like just all of these things that should make you see how any person can really fall victim to that type of power, especially before now. Like, y'all really up here, like, how did a 36-year-old woman get caught up with a man like Diddy? Bitch, ask Kim Porter. Oh, you can't, can you? Why do y'all think age really matters when what is used to manipulate women is their emotions every single time? It's their emotions. And I feel like the fact that everybody wants to continue to ignore that because she is emotionally invested in him. That's why she does it at 36. And that's easier to do when everybody else is praising the person. It's also easier to do when the person has mansions all over the world. That's easier to do when the person comes with friendships and allies that are close to Beyonce. Like, what is everybody talking about? I have questions about the way shit works over there at Tyler Perry Studios. And last night on the Ooh Ladies First panel, Jamie asked if we would take a job from him if he called. And I really had to sit and ask myself, because I'm in a different place now. And as much as I want to succeed, I cannot ignore the fact that I don't think I'm wrong about people. And I also recognize how vindictive and vengeful people are and how I'm a personality that everybody likes to humble. So no, I'm not gonna willingly put myself in a position to be embarrassed, humbled, or destroyed by someone who thought it was fun because I said something they did not like. You see what I'm saying? But would y'all be mad if I took the job? Would I be mad at them if they took the job? No. I've taken jobs like everybody else. And shit, there might be another job I take. Who knows? If I'm being real. But all I'm saying is people are willing to take opportunities from people that may not be on the up and up, but you don't exactly know, because they want to make their dreams come true or they want to get whatever they're trying to get out the situation. And I don't fault people for that. I don't. That's why I don't fault Jane Doe for wanting a man with money and a luxury lifestyle and to do freak nasty shit and enjoy it and not be exploited or victimized in that. I feel like women have a right to that, to be honest. Yeah, I do. I think beautiful women have the right to be with men who hoard wealth and have great sex and go on trips and be lavished with gifts and not have to be abused in the process. I do. I absolutely do. Because I know how valuable her beauty is to that man, no matter how much money he has. I know how valuable that woman is because of how much effort a man will put in to lie to her, how much effort he will put in to confuse her about what the truth is, how much drugs he'll make her take. I feel like most people have their price. And they're just so, I don't see how this can be a victim because she did. That's your respectability politics, that shame culture, that purity shit. A lot of y'all feel like, oh, she chose to be there because there were times where she enjoyed the sex. And that's what I want y'all to remember. Whenever you seek out pleasure for yourself as a woman, whenever you seek out luxury because you want more for yourself and you feel like you deserve more, remember that when people tell you that you can't have that and you're not supposed to have that, they're lying to you. You can have whatever the fuck you want in this life if you decide. I really, truly believe that, especially for women that are already in these spaces. Sometimes I think it's about changing your perspective about what you want and what you need as you mature and understand what's actually valuable and what's not. And once you're real with yourself, but there is a point in time, I think, that you get to a point like, I'm sorry, y'all. Juvie is over here snoring and it fucked me up a little bit. She chose to be there, but she did not choose to be abused. And that's the thing. That's the thing. When you in them big meetings for meals, you take me to compliment the deal. Women are valuable, so valuable. And the game is to teach you you're not valuable, so you will give yourself away for free. And then all of the bitches that bully you about whatever you did. And it's like, oh, okay, so now we're not all the same women having some of these same experiences. Y'all not getting got by niggas. Oh, it's because you don't like the sex, right? Because you feel like you're better because you're not a freak. You think you're better because you don't like group sex, right? You think you're better because I'm not sharing my man. A lot of y'all pedestalize yourselves in that, and you still get cheated on. It's very, very interesting to watch. Let's continue.
Is that fun? Time. Yeah, you the funnest. You the funnest. Young Miami. You know, you're like one of the realest people I ever met. You know what I'm saying? And you're authentically yourself.
The way you're great, his voice like that, you a manipulative ass fuck nigga.
Mother, and you know, a great friend. You just have a good time. You know,
is that fun?
Time. Yeah, you the funnest. You the funnest. Young Miami. Woo! But then also you Caresha, and then so you know.
So who Caresha is?
Caresha, I get it.
So she may not have chosen to be abused, but she kept going back after she was abused. That was her choice. And it was his choice to abuse her. And it was his choice to commit felonies. And it was his choice to use all of his employees to buy and get drugs for him and to kidnap women. Like, those were all his choices. And he's on trial for his choices. So what are we talking about? What's the point of that? What's the point of that comment? What conversation are we trying to have when we say that? Because we all made choices. Her choices didn't hurt anybody but her. And whatever woman he may have used her to create triangulation with. His choices are hurting other people, a lot of other people. You see the difference? You see the difference there? How her choices only hurt her and his choices hurt her and other people too. You see the difference? There's a difference there. That matters.
Advice from Caresha You know what I'm saying? Caresha tell me like, yo, don't be in your head, and you're just a good friend. Everybody that's a friend of yours will tell you like that you're a great friend.
Do you consider yourself toxic? Because you call yourself love. So do you consider yourself toxic? Like, would you say you toxic?
Yes.
Yeah, I would say that it gets toxic. I'm not trying to be toxic.
But are you toxic?
This felt like a moment of her trying to hold him accountable because she could in this setting.
Yeah. I think like at times, but I'm not trying to like give that,
So, like, what was our first date? And can you talk about how we met?
Wow. What? Our first date. I was supposed to take you surfing.
I remember that. It was after the BET Awards.
Yeah.
I was supposed to take you surfing?
And I ain't come.
Nah.
I was like, I can't go surfing with my wig.
You didn't go because you were scared. Hold on, I need to back up because I want to clock something right quick.
Caresha, I get advice from Caresha. You know what I'm saying? Caresha tell me like, yo, don't authentically yourself, and you're a great mother, and a great friend. You just have a good time.
Is that fun?
Time. Yeah, you the funnest. You the fun.
Okay, that moment right there, you the funnest. You the funnest, meaning you're the best bitch. You're the best bitch. And I'm gonna tell y'all know what this reminds me of? Y'all know You. Y'all know that show You, right? Where Joe finally gets with Love, and Love is somebody that likes to murder people too. And then eventually he don't like the fact that she's the same as him. And then he acts like she's the problem, even though he was literally like preying on her. But as soon as she stopped acting like a wounded baby bird, it was like eventually he was disgusted with it. I feel like that's what's happening with them two. That's what's happening with them two. Because essentially I do, but I keep saying it because I believe it. And based on what everybody likes to tell me about Young Miami, they think they're saying it from the perspective of she's not being abused or she's not a victim of his abuse because of the way she thinks and the type of girl she is and where she's from. And what I understand is that she does enjoy it, but she's still a victim, just like any other bottom bitch, that because she's allowed to exact power over those other women, it's like they can do it together and it feels like a bonding thing for them. But she's still a victim of it because he's still using the same tactics on her. Like we saw the conversations that they were having in my previous live, right? Those of you who were there for this for the previous live, you saw we felt the energy in their conversation. We felt how she's always trying to please him, make sure she's promoting his business, make sure she's engaging with him. He's talking to everybody but her. He's talking to her crazy sometimes out of nowhere and then acts like it's just a joke. And you can tell her energy shifting, going from being excited to him pulling her down from her excitement so quickly over the smallest little things. That type of shit, a nigga that's doing that type of shit, he doing that shit to everybody, money. Everybody.
His Young Miami. But then also you Caresha. And then so
who Caresha is?
Caresha, I get advice from Caresha. You know what I'm saying? Caresha tell me like, yo, don't be in your head, and you're just a good friend. Everybody that's a friend of yours will tell you like that you're a great friend.
Do you consider yourself toxic? Because you call yourself love. So do you consider yourself toxic? Like, would you say you toxic?
Yeah, I would say that it gets toxic. I'm not trying to be toxic. So.
But are you toxic?
Yeah.
I
think like at times, but I'm not trying to like give that,
So, like, what was our first date? And can you talk about how we met?
Wow. What? Our first date. I was supposed to take you surfing.
I remember that. It was after the BET Awards.
Yeah.
And I ain't come.
Nah.
I was like, I can't go surfing with my wig. I was about to mess up my wig and it was fun. Hell nah. I was like, nope.
And then we went to Love Island.
Love Island was lit.
Yeah.
That's my favorite island. I want to go back.
Yeah.
You can take me back.
I'll take you back.
Mm-hmm.
No problem.
Love it. Are you a cheater?
No, I used to be a cheater. I'm not a cheater no more.
Something tells me he turned her the fuck out sexually. Everybody think the city girls, oh, they hoes, they 304s, they fucking everybody. Nah, let me tell you what that really be. That really be a whole bunch of little girls fucking a whole bunch of stupid little boys that don't know how to fuck, that don't know how to turn a woman on, that don't really know how to eat coochie, that barely know how to get you to have an orgasm. You're usually just getting pounded. And based on how you feel about them mentally, that will feel good to you. But eventually, like your cooch is just getting pounded by a nigga that think he know what he doing because he saw this on corn. That's not the same thing as somebody like Diddy that probably has learned, like took very great interest in being good at sex in these beginning stages, because that is like the best way to get a woman wrapped up. The best way to get a woman wrapped up is to have her all enthralled, especially if a man is cold and aloof outside of the bedroom, and then y'all get in the bedroom and that nigga looking you in your eyes, slow fucking you and talking to you, telling you words of affirmation. Y'all hoes go down for niggas who ain't got no money that's doing y'all like that. I do think on some level, Diddy was doing things that was flipping a light on in these girls' minds when it comes to how they received pleasure in comparison to how they may have received it in other relationships. And the baby oil and the temperature having to be a certain way and the drugs, all of that, especially the ecstasy, like all of that tells me like you're trying to create this experience. And when they feel safe at the beginning, they allow you to take them on this ride. And then they get addicted to sex. And I love how y'all act like y'all have never gotten addicted to sex. I love how y'all are in the comments like, why didn't she just leave? Girl, why you ain't leave that nigga that took your money, that stole your rent check? Why you ain't leave him? Why you went back with him and still had a baby with him? Huh? Why you went back with your abusive baby daddy? Why you went back with your cheating ass baby daddy? Why you went back with that nigga that ain't got no job? Because he fucked you real good and got in your head? Got you all wrapped up in your feelings and shit, huh? That was that nerve, huh? You ain't even know what to do, huh? You had to go to court for child support, huh? Like, come on, y'all. Be fucking for real. Call me free, but I never realized there were this many tone deaf people in the world. Bruh. I really do feel like, especially because he would take his time. Oh my God. Niggas, when you used to having sex with old like dick butt, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going the fuck out of, you know what I'm saying? You used to fucking with that. Go get you with a nigga that's about to tie you up and then take a very slow time with you. Talk to you. Tell you exactly what he's going to do to you. And then tell you how you're going to feel about it. And look you in your face while you do it. You hoes would fall. And he had a whole bunch of money. And he had a whole bitch. Please stop. Y'all, please stop being in these comments playing yourselves. Some of the women I be like, yeah, y'all ain't never been out here dicked out. Because that's how it happens. That's how it happens. Nigga do some shit to you that you probably ain't never experienced before. Nigga take their time. That body oil on nipples. Listen. Listen. People that know how to create an experience when it comes to sex, that take it slow, that show you something you ain't never done before, make you feel some shit you ain't never felt before. Right, not just laying on top of you doing their business and getting off of you, but making you really enjoy it. Like really wanting for you to enjoy it. Do you know how diabolical that is to get a woman open like that and then ask her to fuck some dude while you watch? And then you know that that's not what she really want to do? and you make her do it anyway. Do you know how fucked up that is to get somebody that wide open and then ask that of them? And y'all, with the last Jane Doe, y'all could play all y'all want to, but the lady is soft. The lady's a child in the mind. When I say soft, I mean like brain soft. Like, and I'm not saying that in a fucked up way, but I'm just saying it's given she don't have the street smarts necessarily. But yes, that foreplay, moving slow, affirming, teasing, yes. When he's doing it and you all into him and shit, that shit rock. Do you hear me? That shit go hard in a bitch head. That's why Caresha sitting up here talking about she loved Love Island so much. Why? What you think was happening there? What you think was happening at Love Island? They was fucking, right? You think Caresha, the city girl, would have went back if she didn't enjoy the sex? I promise y'all he makes it his business to be good at the sex.
Used to be.
I'm a truth teller now.
You're an honest man.
Honest. I'm gonna give it to you honest. You're trying to be lying.
Ooh, this right here. Thank you. See, Aline, but I think he was forced to do stuff as a child by his mom, and that was his get back. Let me tell you something. That's also probably why he's good at sex. I don't know. I hate that. And I'm saying good at sex because I feel like for some reason it seemed like with men who have, been taken advantage of early on in life, it's because they were probably taught by some old, nasty, creepy ass bitch what to do. So moving forward, they know what to do because they've learned it from some nasty ass, creepy ass, deserve to be in prison ass bitch. Okay. So that's why they're good at the sex in the first place, because their shit was like, their shit has always been a performance. I really think the mama might have been worried he was gay and did what Boosie did to his kids and had some prostitutes have sex with him so that, you would make sure he wouldn't be gay. And then think about how now he goes on to have sex through women.
Ducking, hiding, hurting nobody's feelings. None of that.
I feel like you single, but we go together.
Oh.
So how would you feel about me telling people?
You single, but we go together. Y'all know what that means. She can't do shit, but he can. Somebody just said something in the comments that we talked about a long time ago, but I would love to go back to that. Didn't Jim Jones' mama teach him how to tongue kiss? Absolutely. And if y'all want to ask yourself why that man show up the way he do, think about a mom that not only was not there all the time, but a drug addict, alcoholic, I like the party thought that found her son so cute and attractive that she wanted to make sure she taught him how to kiss to prepare him for young girls. Y'all, a lot of these niggas parents is, yeah, a lot of these niggas parent, like, yeah, a lot of these niggas mamas that we see that have a very hard time emotionally connecting, even when women offer them the emotional connection. Because I feel like we've seen that with Scrappy, we've seen that with Jim Jones, women that repeatedly show up for these men in a way that makes me feel like the men have told them or they know what's happened. And so there's a level of he can never truly open up because of how unsafe he feels with women because of that. And there's also a part of me that makes me feel like why they have these very emotionally incestuous relationships in front of everybody. Like, it makes me feel like lines were crossed when they were younger, when they were children, when they were teens, when they were coming in. I do think some of these women may have crossed lines or boundaries, because the way some older women sexualized their sons early on, y'all, we weren't really paying attention to it back in the day like that. But I feel like it's time to start peeping it. It's time to start peeping it, y'all. And I do think Diddy's mama was probably one of those types of mamas.
Yeah, I'm single because we go together. I'm not laughing.
Yeah. Hold on.
It ain't no hold on.
It ain't
We
no
go
hold
together
on.
now?
Real bad.
Whatever you say.
I like that.
What's the difference between
Whatever you
Young
say,
Miami and Caresha?
whatever you say sounds condescending. Whatever you say sounds condescending. Whatever you say means I'm not agreeing to it, but I'm gonna let you say that.
Caresha? Do people ask you that all the time? Okay.
Because people know Caresha, but they just replace Caresha from Young Miami, but they don't know it's two different people.
Okay.
So
it's two different people.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Tell me about
which
that.
one you feel like you know? You feel like
I feel like I know Caresha and Young Miami. And I don't really know Young Miami as much as I know Caresha.
Okay.
But tell me the difference. I want to hear the difference from you.
Caresha is very always home my kids, bunny on, ugly as fuck, big t-shirt. You call me my bunny on, I'm just like stressed the fuck out. My kids yelling Coco Melon. I'm aggravated. Young Miami, I'm at the bed. I'm on the couch twerking. I'm taking shots. I'm out. My kids gone. I'm outside. I'm outside. I'm at the bed. So that's the difference between Young Miami and Caresha. Like Young Miami, I'm like real.
Can y'all imagine if she hadn't let these niggas get her pregnant? I'm saying that, but y'all know what I mean. Okay? Because at some point, y'all be in love, and I wish y'all wouldn't. I wish y'all wouldn't have babies by these niggas. I do. I wish y'all would retire that thing that y'all like to do so often, having babies with just your first little stupid ass boyfriends and shit.
I won't say boring, but I'm like old lady in the house, kids watching Lifetime, trying to figure out, Lifetime.
Oh yeah, Blueface Mama absolutely gives that energy as well. Like if your son is emotionally codependent, but also acts like he wants to unalive you, yeah, you probably did something to him as a child.
Dateline. He play with me, how I'm gonna get away with that. So that's the difference between Young Miami and Caresha. So we gonna pay this or that.
Okay.
So I won't say boring, but I'm like old lady in the house, kids watching Lifetime, trying to figure out, Lifetime. Dateline. He play with me, how I'm gonna get away with that. So that's the difference between Young Miami.
Oh, she laying in the bed because she watching Dateline, and y'all know he like to watch Dateline too.
And Caresha. So we gonna pay this or that.
Okay.
Missionary or doggy style?
Missionary. I like to look in the eyes. I like eye contact.
What I said.
Very passionate.
Panties or a thong?
Thong.
Chinese food or American?
I want you to be uncomfortable, bitch.
You can't think. You gotta just say it.
American.
Okay.
He gave her that one. He wanted to say Chinese. He gave her that one. I just want y'all to know. Because that was given Gina or me. Let me run that back.
I know you like Chinese food, so I was just like,
I like Chinese food. I like collard greens, macaroni and cheese, picture peas and rice.
I like, oh my God. He said, I know you like Chinese food. Gina a eater, but you a eater too?
So we gonna pay this or that.
Okay.
I'm gonna run it back.
Missionary or doggy style?
Missionary. I like to look in the eyes. I like eye contact. I'm very passionate.
Panties or a thong?
Thong.
Chinese food or American?
Because what the fuck is American? Burgers? Come on.
You can't think. You gotta just say it.
American.
Okay.
But I know you like Chinese food, so I was just like,
I like Chinese food. I like collard greens, macaroni and cheese.
That was the even more. That to me, right there was no, bitch. You like crab legs. Cut it the fuck out. And who run all the crab leg places? The fuck?
Picture peas and rice.
You don't like Chinese food?
Chicken lo mein. I think that's what it's called. Shrimp fried rice, egg rolls. Not a fan of it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. Is it just me, or do it feel like they talking about food, but it felt like they talking about the other girl? Look, Gina. What the fuck is American? Oh my God.
You raggedy bitch.
That's how I feel about Caresha right now. Oh my God. What the fuck is American? Everything is innuendo. Yes. It's definitely given we having a conversation about Gina. And it definitely sounds like when he, you was asking him and he said, yeah, it's you. And then, he like, yeah, but I know you like to eat that. And she was like, oh no, not really. I don't really like to eat that. I like collard greens, cornbread. Like I like black girls. I don't really like them girls like that. I like black girls. That's what it was given. And he said, oh yeah, you don't? Oh yeah, you don't? Cause if I told you to eat her out, you was gonna eat her out. So let's run it back.
Pennies a thong.
Oh.
We got to.
Chicken lo mein. I think that's what it's called. Shrimp fried rice, egg roll.
Chicken lo mein. I think that's what it's called. Egg rolls. Bitch, we all grew up in the hood. You know what the fuck chicken lo mein is, bitch. Don't play them games. Every black community, every black community that is in a city is the fucking same. And we all have Asian spots that we stay down to, and they all have the same options on the fucking menu, bitch. General Tsai, orange chicken, lo mein, egg roll, fried rice, wings, broccoli and shrimp. Oh, girl, broccoli and shrimp used to be my fucking. Oh, you love me some broccoli and shrimp, bitch. Right, General Tso. So yeah, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit, bitch. You eat Chinese food because around my way, the Asian people own all the fried leg spots. The Asian people own the fried leg spots, and I know how much y'all love y'all some snow crab, King Kong crab legs and shit. Let me stop acting like I don't be eating them fucking snow crabs like crazy now that they got them down here all the time. Because we used to only have blue crabs, but now people be doing the other crabs, and I'm like, well, all right, Mugu guy pan looking asshole, stop playing with me. They talking about sexual innuendo, and she trying to play on Gina Top, and Diddy like, yeah, but you ate her out. That's what it's giving, bitch. This is all speculation and opinion.
I was not a fan of it.
Yeah, okay. What's your favorite food?
I feel like, I want to be classy. I like sushi.
You like sushi?
Raw food. Yeah. You know how like you go out to eat. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna say this. You go out to eat with a man, he take you to a 5-star restaurant, you don't know what to order. Yeah. So normally you will order like a surf and turf.
Yeah.
I want to know that. I want you to know that, like, yeah, I want yellowtail.
Yeah. Yellowtail.
I'm sorry. I want you to know what is that? What's that? I'm sorry.
I want to be classy. I like sushi.
You like sushi?
Raw food.
Yo, that was definitely I like it. I just don't like hers. That's what it was giving. That shit funny.
Yeah. You know how like you go out to eat. Yeah.
And then you have to reinforce that it's not innuendo. You know how like when you go out to eat, girl, what else are we talking about? If we're not talking about food. Like ain't that the conversation? Should be like when you go out to eat, girl.
Well, I'm gonna say this. You go out to eat with a man, he take you to a 5-star restaurant, you don't know what to order. Yeah. So normally you will order like a surf and turf.
Yeah.
I want to know that. I want you to know that, like, yeah.
What was that? I want you to know, like, yeah. Why did that feel like y'all, this is just me speculating. Please don't pin it down. But why is it giving? I want you to know, like, yeah, I'll do that. But she ain't all that.
I want yellowtail.
Yeah.
I want yellowtail. Are these names? Are these names? Who's yellowtail?
Yellowtail sushi.
And I'm gonna eat my chopsticks.
Yeah.
Real classy.
That's right. Be you, ma. That's all you gotta do.
You like nasty or classy?
Why is that the next question after we talking about food and eating sushi?
I ain't gonna lie, I'll take nasty over classy. I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather not be bored, you know what I'm saying? we can go get some classy classes or some shit like that. But I ain't the classiest myself at times. You know what I'm saying? I just like being real. That's it. That's the vibe. That's the frequency. So whenever we hang out, we have a good time because we just like being ourselves. And when you said like, it's hard for people to believe like our friendship. I don't understand it because I'm like, you like to have a good time. I like to have a good time.
You like to fuck hoes with me. You like to watch me smack these hoes while they get fucked by other dudes. Like it's all fun. It's all a good time.
Are you Miami or Caresha? If you had to pick, which one you like?
Caresha. Caresha, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I really know you as the person, you know what I'm saying? I to be honest, like you know, I mean, I knew you before, you know,
Yellowtail
at
is
Young Miami,
mine.
but when you introduced yourself to me, you said Caresha, and then so I've known you more like that. I mean, my first show that I saw you at was Coachella, you know.
You made me nervous. You was right there in front rapping out my songs. I'm like, how the fuck you know that song?
The support, you know.
So the people,
because he's a predator, and before you make your move on your prey, you do a lot of intel. You watch them, you listen to their music, you see what their vibe is, you figure out what's the best way to manipulate them. That's why Young Miami allegedly was getting way more money than some of the other women, because she was already in the entertainment industry. She had a different number value based on who she was already, and he had to match that number. Those other women, like, they working and shit, but it's not the same thing. But he absolutely plotted on her. The fact that she seems aloof of that is crazy.
Yeah. Also, what they want to know.
Are you 100K Poppy?
Yes, that's me.
Okay,
that's me.
You dropping 100K?
250
on the shopping spree?
250.
Oh, getting your bag, staying in your bag.
Getting your bag. You know what it is.
Love that.
Okay. So I ain't got no time to be cheap. You feel me?
Nigga lying. Nigga, why you always lying? Bruh, I'm sorry.
What we call in the prison system a bitch.
Listen.
So you not cheap?
Nah, no.
You like spending money?
Hey, I'm like just living my best life, and anything around me, I want it to flourish and live its best life too. So I'm just in a good mood. You know how when you just
lying.
Hey, big spender. You know what I'm saying? It's Christmas.
You got to listen to, okay, so once you recognize how much somebody lies or projects, you have to listen to what they say and run it backwards.
It's what they want to know.
Are you 100K Poppy?
Yes, that's me.
Okay.
That's me.
You dropping 100K?
250
on the shopping spree?
250.
Oh, getting your bag, staying in your bag.
Getting your bag. You know what it is.
Love that.
Okay. So I ain't got no time to be cheap. You feel me?
So you not cheap?
Nah, no.
You like spending money?
Hey, I'm like just living my best life, and anything around me, I want it to flourish and live its best life too. So I'm just in a good mood. You know how when you just, hey, big spender. You know what I'm saying? It's Christmas. Let's have a good time with this life.
So it's everyday Christmas when you with Diddy.
Y'all know that that's not true, right? Y'all know that that's not true, right? What he just said. He's very cheap. He's very, very cheap. He's stingy, but he pretends as if he's not.
Yeah,
that's something I always wondered.
I mean, I wouldn't say Christmas. Every day is. I'm trying to make it the best day for everybody around me. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying my best.
What do you love the most about women? Favorite body part?
Just a woman's soul. You know, it's nothing like being around some feminine energy. Just a woman's soul, her eyes. But my favorite thing.
A soul. She wanted him to say a body part. Look where her mind at. That's the example of where their minds are. So as a woman, she's raised to think that men are seeing her for her body parts. That's what we're all taught. They're looking at our bodies. And yes, they're looking at our bodies, but what they are really looking at is the energy that's exuding out of our bodies. And energy vampires that are really smart, like Diddy, when he says a woman's soul and what it means to be around a woman and all of that, y'all have to remember how these women are throwing away all of their boundaries for him. Y'all have to, like, the way they shower him with compliments, the way they do things that they don't really want to do for him, the way that they vie for his attention, the way they fight other women for him, the way that they smile so big whenever he gives them attention, but the way they get so disappointed whenever he slights them. She thinks that he's only seeing her body, and he's absolutely seeing her soul and her energy as something to siphon. He said exactly what it was. Not your body, bitch. You think he's just being superficial. He's not just being superficial. He is sucking from your being when he's like that. And that's why I don't understand why everybody can't see it. Like, he is sucking from the people's being that's around him. Capricorn Clark, all them fucking security guards that may have had to stand, the people in the music industry that have been producers or engineers and really ain't even into that shit, but they've had to sit and stay quiet and not say anything while somebody's being victimized around them. And the person that's doing it is getting off on the fact that he has enough power to do it in front of that person, and that person can't do shit about it. They're getting off on taking pieces away from people, because if you are actually a good person and you have to stay quiet to preserve your own safety when he does something like that to somebody in front of you, it almost has the same effect on you that it does on the person that he's doing it to. It takes something away from you as well, because you're always going to remember and feel guilt about the fact that you didn't feel strong enough to do anything different. And you're going to think about how if you were in that situation, you would have wanted somebody to speak up, even though you know why you didn't. Like that, you think that don't take a piece from everybody watching? Everybody that's witnessing it is having a piece of themselves taken if they're a good person. And a lot of times they may be good, but they fear him. And they're going to put themselves first. They're going to stay quiet and not say anything because it will put them in danger if they did. That's why everybody got to be fucking subpoenaed to tell the truth. Because on their own, everybody was too scared.
About a woman's eyes, you know, you have some real pretty black eyes. I tell you, like, you look like your daughter's eyes is just like, you just like black pools, you know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, what's going on with you? What's your status?
You should be careful, because that's the type of nigga that, you know, go with you and then wait till your daughter become a teenager and then fuck her too. And then make you feel like you a lesser version because she's younger. And now you in competition with your daughter, talking about she took your man. Be safe.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm dating.
You dating?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm having fun. You know, I'm just living my best life, doing what the fuck I want.
Yeah. You know, it's good. It's good to do
I'm in
that
an
sometimes.
entanglement. I feel like I'm like, on my Jada shit. I'm kind of like in an entanglement. I'm just having fun. I'm just acting bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you describe it as an entanglement? Entanglement means I'm tied up. It means I'm tied up when I'm in an entanglement. You're not married. Why the fuck is you in an entanglement? Because you tied up. Why you tied up? What about this relationship of you acting bad and being free has you tied up?
As long as you laughing, you know what I'm saying? As long as you smiling, as long as you having a good time, you know, that's what it's about.
Why you never got married?
Just wasn't ready. Just didn't want to do it. Just didn't want to, never had the desire to get married. You know what I'm saying? And just when I was growing up, my father got killed when I was young, when I was 2. Then my mother, she just like never
feel bad for me.
wanted to have men around. You know what I'm saying? It was something like during that time, having like men around your children. And so I never really saw a relationship like that. I was just raised around women. And so I never really had those aspirations. So I know it was like the dream. It's every woman's and every person's dream.
He was raised around only women, and y'all know how they think his mom is a madam. You may have not had a man who had any power in your household, but you saw men. You saw men. They may not have had any power in your household, which would explain why you would then have to dominate all of the women you come around, because you didn't see a man have any power around you, I guess, like in your family dynamic. But like your dad wouldn't have made a much better, like if his dad was alive, like he wouldn't have came out much better. Like the dad was a murderous drug dealer that got killed, if I remember. Like the fuck?
I mean, a lot of people's dream. It just, for me, I just wasn't really about that life.
Yeah, because people feel like you got to be married. I don't have a desire to be married.
Yeah, I'm going to be happy. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to be married, because when it's time for me to get the fuck on, I want to go. I'm packing my shit and I'm leaving. I don't want to be nobody's wife, ex-wife. I don't even know you. Bye. So I don't have a desire to be married either.
Yeah.
Do you want more kids?
Yeah. I definitely. I'm definitely gonna have more kids.
I want I want twins, so that's why I was throwing it out.
That's so funny. I guess she don't realize you don't have to be married in order for you not to be able to get away from a nigga. I think that the only way she gonna really get away from this nigga for real, is if he goes to jail or he decides that he's done with her. But if he not done with her, you might as well be married.
She want more kids because I wanted to say the twins, and I know
you said
they running your family.
You said you ain't want to have no more kids when we was talking.
Yeah, but I want some twins now. I changed my mind.
You changed your mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I know they like running your family, so I'm throwing it out there.
Hey, yo, you know you a mean manifester with that 1111. Yeah, slow down, girl.
God, please.
Yeah, I want to definitely have more kids.
A lot of what she's saying is because she thinks it's what he wants to hear, but it's also a reflection of how she thinks she should perform. That's why I'm saying she's giving bottom bitch energy, because there is a part of him that is mirroring in her. She's mirroring something back to him. Something in him is mirroring back. And every time they talk, I think we understand she had a relationship with these women that some of the other women didn't have. They might have argued with each other over the phone, but the way she talked about Gina makes me feel like they have had sex. It makes me feel like Diddy and her and Gina and maybe some escorts have had sex. And in those scenarios, she being made to feel like she's more important than them because more work has been put in with Gina to break Gina, for Gina to be scared. And the other girl too. More work has been put in on them. Caresha is still coming in new and she's public facing. So he has to put her in a hierarchical position in order to keep her. And then also she's being used in a way that he probably didn't expect. That's where her coming from Miami and having the ignorant childhood that she had, that I think, she comes into contact with him and she like, oh, I could do what you do. I could do what you do. I could make these hoes get in line. I could be your bottom bitch, Poppy. Like, I could play that role. I could do that. That's what she on. That's what she's on. And that's why some of the shit that she's saying is true for her on some level. I still feel like she's a victim. And I would not be surprised if she is one of the people to take the stand at some point. Because I don't see how she could not be, especially when she's already been named as somebody that's picked up or dropped off narcotics for him.
Especially now when my girl's getting older, I've definitely been having baby fever, like crazy. Like, whoo.
Would you want a boy or girl?
It wouldn't even matter to me. You know what I'm saying? Just to be healthy, to be able to have a chance to do it again with all that I learned now, you know what I'm saying? I see it in my future. I definitely see it in my future.
What's the craziest thing you've done for love? Because I done did some things.
The craziest thing I've done for love.
That's telling.
I remember I had broke up with my girlfriend in college at Howard University, and her parents just didn't want her with me. It was like, yo, he's a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? And so they took her out of school.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then
that says a lot.
I couldn't find her. She they changed the number on me. They was really not trying to have their daughter fuck with Puff Daddy.
That says a lot. Who are those parents? Shout out to fucking them. He probably put his hands on her. Was that the girl you beat outside the college? Y'all remember they talked about the girl he beat with a belt outside Howard, one of Howard's dorms back in 91?
And I love this girl. This girl's name was Robin. And
is he sitting in front of her talking about another woman again?
Things.
The craziest thing I've done for love. I remember I had broke up with my girlfriend in college at Howard University. And
boop.
Her parents just didn't want her with me. It was like, yo, he's a bad guy. You know what I'm saying? And so they took her out of school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I couldn't find her. She they changed the number on me. They was really not trying to have their daughter fuck with Puff Daddy. And I love this girl. This girl's name was Robin.
Somebody in a comment said that Caresha isn't being coerced just for, dexterity stake. To compel, to enact or choice, to achieve by force or threat, to restrain or dominate by force. Constrain, force, make, oblige, sandbag, pressure, obligate, impress, drive, compel, blackjack, dragoon, impel, muscle, press. Compel, coerce, constrain. Like, coercion means exactly this. I fear that people are not able to identify emotional coercion. And so if you missed the last video, I want you to go back and watch that video of me breaking down a conversation that they were having so that you can see how this coercion takes place. Her compulsion is not just money. It's not just money. That's a part of it. That's a lure. And I also feel like y'all mean to cheapen them when you say that. Like, it's meant as a slight. Oh, she did it for money. And it's like, it kind of, to me, it feels like you're not very clear on how any of this really works. Yes, Caresha is definitely trained.
And I had stopped going to Howard, but I heard she returned to Howard because they let her go because I wasn't going to Howard.
And you went back.
I ran to the train station. I'm talking about like hurting just fools. So you ran to the train station, got on the train, DC, ain't even have no money to just hiding, just trying to hiding in the train and just trying to get to DC. And then I'm like looking on.
Okay, hold up. I want to answer this. No. But when you say it's about money, that does kind of slight it because it makes it seem like it's just superficial. But this type of enmeshment doesn't happen just because of money. Like, and when women are doing things like this just for money, their boundaries are way harder and they're charging way more. And they're not doing as much emotional labor. That's another thing. There's still a lot of emotional labor happening here. I got the power said, yeah, but it's the issue. It's in his past. We all have a past. I'm not sure what you meant, but if you were talking about the college thing, I feel like that shows a pattern of behavior. But for her, this is what you're not peeping. When she talked about the crazy things she's done, I believe she was talking about shit she's already done for him. And like, if we're talking about, oh, why? Because I said he's telling her that, like, talking about another woman. It's not, I know you think that it's just kind of like, oh, he's just telling a story. It's the way you place it. She asked him, what's the craziest thing you've done for love? Yes. But when she said, oh, I've done some things. When she said what she says, I can hear she's talking about him. And the way he responds is telling a story about another woman. It's not much different than in the last video when I showed y'all he was thanking her for the flowers. But when he flips the phone over, he spends most of the time talking about somebody else who sent him flowers and saying how amazing those Black women were. And then lastly, mentions her flowers and says, oh, Shorty Wop did it big. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then moves on. So you see what I'm saying? And also I want y'all to recognize when people do this, because people do this in general, like not just abusers to his scale, but narcissistic personalities, people that are trying to have some type of underlying competition with you because they have some insecurity you're not aware of yet. And they're looking for a way to make you feel insecure or off balance. A tactic is to bring up someone else that they have a fondness for out of nowhere, as if it's a way to separate themselves from you. And to put someone, because what it feels like is, wait a minute, like it's me and you right now. Why are you bringing somebody else into this? That hurts. So that's being done intentionally, because what that does over time is pick apart your self-esteem and make you start to question yourself and your sanity and what's real. Add that into all of the drugs. You know what I'm saying? In her situation, in the situation with him. But I'm telling y'all this just because of how this works in regular life. Like, I've actually experienced this several times, this exact same type of, push and pull conversation situation. Like, I've had this done to me before, and I didn't quite know what was happening in the moment until I started getting it. And I'm like, oh, they're trying to get a reaction out of me. Like, you're saying this to me, not outright, but to get some type of response from me.
All over for her. And she opens up the door, and then she lets me know, it was over. And it was like, man, I felt like I was out of a movie, running.
So the craziest thing he ever did was run to some woman's house after he probably beat her up. Let's go back.
Didn't even have no money to just hide. I had stopped going to Howard, but I heard she returned to Howard because they let her go because I wasn't going to Howard.
You went back.
I ran to the truck.
Well, listen to the story he's telling you. I left Howard, so she went back. And they let her go back because I wasn't there. It wasn't just because they didn't. Y'all, this is the girl that everybody talks about that he beat in front of he beat that girl in the quad right in front of the dorms. And everybody heard and saw, and nobody did shit until after the fact. That's who he's talking about. And the way he's describing it, because she don't know that story about that woman, he's describing it like the parents just didn't like him because he's Puff Daddy, street guy, bullshit, Catholic school, but whatever. Like, they just don't like him because they just don't like him because, people got haters and ops and shit. Y'all know that bullshit. Not because of him, but some other reason that we just can't name. And then the girl don't go to school anymore because her parents are trying to protect her from you. You end up not going to school anymore. I wonder why. Then when you find out she's back, you go back to the school looking for her. You sound like an abusive dude that didn't want to leave the girlfriend who was running away from him alone. And then everybody keeps talking about, why didn't you just leave? Look how people will get their child away from him and he'll still go find them again.
Train station. I'm talking about hurting just fools. So he ran to the train station, got on the train, DC, ain't even have no money to just hiding, just trying to hide in the train and just trying to get to DC.
But you wasn't supposed to be going back there to see that girl. That's why you feel like you was hiding, because you was doing some shit you wasn't supposed to be doing, stalker.
And then I'm looking all over for her, and she opens up the door, and then she lets me know it was over. And it was like, man, I felt like I was out of a movie, running for my love. I'm fighting for my love. I'm just taking the train. Man, I got so smashed up. I remember walking around the track across from the dorm, just crying, just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Was you crying, or was you huffing and puffing about to blow the fucking dorm down?
That deep, oh God.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I love hard. I love hard. You know what I'm saying? My new single is about that. That's how I got through my last breakup.
Gotta move on.
Joined with Bryson Tiller.
That's
it's hard for me to move on.
Wow, why was it so?
Because he is a stalker. That's why it's hard for him to move on. Because he wants to eat your soul. He's sucking the life out of all of the children of Salem.
All right.
Man. Because I just didn't want to let her go. You know what I'm saying? What's the craziest thing you've ever done for love?
What do you mean?
Craziest
What do you mean? And see, the way we romanticize that, right? The way we as grown adult women romanticize hearing a man say, I just didn't want to let her go. You mean ignoring all your fucking boundaries and shit, bitch? That's what you mean? Did you mean when he ignored your boundaries, when you told him to leave you what they call the fuck alone, and he still proceeded to cross all your boundaries, bitch, and you thought that shit was cute until he's, everybody think the shit is sweet. Everybody think the shit is sweet. It's not. It's weird. It's weird behavior. People crossing your boundaries and applying pressure when you tell them no ain't cute, motherfucker. It's not. It's not. Age out of that shit so you'll stop being dumbfounded when them niggas do some crazy shit to let you know, hey, I'm crazy. I know you didn't know when I ignored all your boundaries early on, but I've been crazy, bitch. I stalked you before I even walked up to you.
Evidence for love. I don't do
Would
that.
you do what I did? What I talked about? Just, you heard what I'm saying? You gonna run like to the...
For the dick, I'm gonna hang off the airplane. I'm gonna be at your mama's house, anybody's house. You gonna love me.
And everybody thought that shit was cute, right? Y'all all was online talking about that's how listen, if I don't feel how she feel about him, I don't want it. That's how the girls be online. The girls be online talking about how they, they happily, damn near unalive themselves for some dick. Rob banks for the dick, go to jail for the dick, fighting for the dick, paying bills for the dick, fucking hoes for the dick, fucking other dick for the dick. Girl, whatever the dick want, it gets.
We ain't done it till I say we done. I don't give a fuck. The craziest thing I did some shit. At your mama's house with a bad tunnel, come outside. Oh, let me see what's the craziest thing I ever did.
Tell me.
The craziest thing I ever did for love was he was drunk. I went through his phone, found him cheating, packed up all my shit, moved out my house just to go back. Like I went back and was crying, like on the hood of his car, like bitch, didn't you leave? But I had to think about it, like where I'm gonna go. That was the craziest shit because I just packed up my whole house.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I ain't even my man. I gotta go back. I'm like, hang on the hood.
So that's already see that right there. That mentality is telling us right there, and also informing him that if he does something fucked up to her, she will come back. Because y'all act like y'all don't raise these young girls to go crazy over dick. I'll never forget how a woman one day when I was maybe 14 or 15, and I think I had told her that I like girls. And she said, oh my God, girl, dick is such a special thing, girl. Dick is such a wonderful thing. You really willing to give up dick? Mind you, girl, who has to give up dick? Nobody has to give up dick. Are you serious? Niggas fuck animals. You have all of your STDs because men like to fuck animals. And you think men aren't gonna fuck me because I like women? I don't know why y'all think that men work the same way that women do. I don't know why y'all believe that. It's just a lie, love. It's just a lie. But that's how a lot of grown women around me acted. Like a lot of grown women around me acted extremely thirsty for some dick. And they imparted that on me when I was younger to make sure that I was aware that me liking girls could possibly take this golden opportunity of dick away from me. Which I always thought was so funny because I remember thinking to myself, do you know how much niggas chase me now? Like niggas at Warren Easton Fundamental High School could not stand me because I wasn't available to them. Because when I came to school, I told everybody I was gay and I had a girlfriend and they were pissed. They were upset. They were really upset. And it wasn't because they wouldn't have fucked with me if I would have gave them any time or energy. That's not why. That's not why. They were just upset that they couldn't have access to me. That was the only reason they were upset. So yeah, like that's just not honest and real, based on my, that girl. They used to try to act like me being gay was going to be the worst thing since sliced bread, girl. They used to think that, my life was going to go downhill because I like girls, child. Who knew? I have a great life.
The car like, you got me fucked up. Where you going? He was like, girl, your ass crazy. Like you packed up, you left me. Why you back? So I think that was crazy as fuck to pack up my shit, go back, and I'm hanging out the hood of your car because you ain't even calling me no more. I'm like, you got to come back. Listen, where you going? I want you to chase me.
Yeah.
You can't move on until I say we done. That's how I operate.
Yeah.
You might want to.
Yeah, my situation, I ain't had no choice. It was like he was married and had a baby. I had to move on.
No, you don't.
What do you mean? No, he don't. Weren't you embarrassed as fuck? Here go my Venmo, y'all. Send me some money. need to buy some groceries. Weren't girl? Listen. All right, girl. I'm gonna leave her.
Yeah, that's crazy though. You was hanging off the hood of a car.
I hang off yours.
Yeah, you know.
Hell yeah. Where you going? I'm going with you. Security let me in the gate.
Oh,
that shit be so like I've had a bitch talk to me like that before, and I thought that shit was so cute. I thought that was so cute when that bitch was telling me that shit in that same Miami-Dade County ass accent, telling me how, you know, I'm on whatever you want. Oh, I love all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That person was full of shit as fuck. That person was a narcissist. They was also from Miami.
You got a different type of love. What kind of love is that?
I'm gonna pull up on them jet skis at your house. Let them not let me in the gate. Not. Hi, it's me, Caresha. Nice to meet you. Can I talk to you? You want to join the conversation? Why you not answering my calls? That's how I am. That's how I bring my smoke.
Oh, okay.
No, I ain't. I'm getting like I gotta bring it to your front door. That's how I operate.
Hey, you got that
right. I love
love.
You, poppy head ass.
That scared nigga love. So tell me about the plans for the show. What is Caresha Please gonna be about?
Caresha Please is gonna be more of like a lifestyle podcast. We just gonna talk about everything, like real life topics, you know, love. It's just like a conversation. I want to bring a lot of people in. I think I want to do TD Jakes.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this new generation need it. We need some healing.
Yeah.
Girl, please, you think the demon and his pastor gonna bring people healing? Girl, what the fuck be going on? What world are hoes living in?
You to the church one day.
I love it.
Real. No, that's one thing. That word is so important. Having God in your life is so important, you know. And we happy to have him on Revolt. Now we got you.
A person being possessive is all cute until you experience the danger of it. Talking from experience. Same. And then sometimes you do understand the danger of it, and that's why you're attracted to it. And it's not until it happens to you in your adult years that it becomes like, oh no, I don't want this. Oh no, nobody asked for this.
But you know,
I'll send this back.
The sermons that I sent you, I know I'll always be sending you sermons. It's just, you know, I just wish everybody could get it.
The devil sending you Bible verses is insane. The devil sending you motherfucking Bible verses, the manipulation of that's almost just, that's just like when the white people brought religion and Christianity down to the you know, communal native tribe people. Yeah. When the white people brought lightning Sky Daddy down to the tribal communal people who had matriarchal gods and goddesses that they worship that had something to do with whatever they really needed, which was like, you know, mostly gods of the land, not creator gods in a way of controlling your life, but in making sure that the process of the earth is going through and us learning that and working with the land and growing food to nourish ourselves from it and understanding this circle of life shit that Disney barely, you know, greased the surface of. Like, you know, those are the people that brought the religion, and it really ended up being terrible. And so whenever I see somebody like him using Bible verses and scriptures and all of that type of new age religious talk shit in order to make people feel like he's a safe space for them before he guts them from the inside out, y'all, this nigga is spiritually, physically, emotionally, mentally, and financially diabolical in every sense of the word. The loudest example of somebody that is literally exploiting everyone in their path. And niggas is on the internet. Free him. He need to be back amongst the people.
The chance to, you know, get that uplifting word every week, you know.
That's one thing I love about our friendship is that
I'm gonna tell you why. Why isn't she standing outside the courthouse with a sign saying free Poppy? You know why? Because she's not that dumb. She's not that dumb. She could champion him as long as everybody else was championing him too. But if she got any real fucking city girl in her, she needs to have some self-preservation.
We connect through God, like we put God first. Like you always sending me like, you sent me something about inflection point.
Yeah.
And I watched it and it was like, it was crazy. The time that you sent it to me was like, I was going through everything he was speaking about.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's like one of my favorite things about our friendship.
Lucifer
Like
was God's favorite.
God.
That's a lot.
Church.
That's what's up.
I ain't never have a nigga take me to church.
I would take you to church. I would take
Y'all
you
hear
to
that?
church.
Y'all hear that?
That's a grown man right there.
Y'all know they got pimps on the pulpit, right? Y'all know people that go sit in certain churches are getting pimped by pastors, right? They're being mentally and emotionally and spiritually manipulated so that they can hand over money that they don't really have to give over, right? That's what's happening, right? Makes people rich. They get tax write-offs, and the people that live that actually support that congregation may not ever see the same amount of money that church will see going through its hands to be laundered by somebody, I'm sure. Okay, nobody specific. But when you see the way that religion kind of supplements pimp, like a lot of pimps make a transition from being pimps to being pastors. Like once you see that they can do the same job, you got to ask yourself why. What is it? It's the same gift. It's the gift of gab. It's the gift of being able to manipulate people verbally. It's a gift, and it's something you can either use for good or for bad. I like to use mine for good. You know what I'm saying? I don't like manipulating people. I don't like taking people's choice out of anything. To be real, the older I get, the more I recognize in ways that I am controlling. I'm always trying to unlearn it because I don't want to have control over other people. I want to have control over myself. So for me, it's always like, how do I, make sure, other people don't have control over me as well. So religion is a way to do that, y'all. Religion is a way to control you. Emotions. Like y'all gotta peep it. And that worries me when somebody like him is hitting somebody up with all of that. You hitting them up with sexual experiences they never had. You hitting them up with money they ain't never come into contact with, a lifestyle they ain't never really come into contact with. You hitting them up with somebody that can show them all of these new experiences over and over and over again. And then you add spirituality, you add God, and then you add the fact that he is friends with TD Jakes. If you actually were to believe that TD Jakes was a man of God and anybody he was in cahoots with would also be a good person, then putting a bitch on the phone with TD Jakes might make a woman that's in church or think that church people are to be revered. Like, oh, he must really be a good person because he's so close to TD Jakes. Wrong. They both just know what it's like to fight the urge to fuck niggas, probably.
We got up over here, filled with the spirit. That's the new frequency, Mm-hmm. Where you at? Where you at with love? You still believe in love? Since you like after going through, things that you're going through?
I feel like for me, I'm still young, so I'm not really focused on love because love is like a distraction.
Yeah.
And like I love heart too. Yeah. So it's like right now I just really want to focus on my career. Yeah. And I want to have fun. That's why I'm just dating because it's like when I'm in love, they kind of just be like my focus. It's a lot. Like you gotta.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all a question. She said that shit. Do y'all really think that she stayed on her business and stayed on her career and didn't get caught up in a relationship? Do y'all think that? Or do y'all think she was saying that, but that's exactly what she was doing? Almost like she was just telling on herself.
Put another person, feelings first, and you got to compromise. And it's like certain stuff that I might have to do with work, a person might not agree on. Yeah. And I got kids to feed, so I feel like love will come, later on down the line for me. So do I still believe in love? Kind of, sort of, but niggas ain't shit.
I hear that.
See, that's the city girl shit that he wants to break out of her. He wants to break that, like that part of herself that knows who niggas are. Like he wants to break that self-assuredness. Like she's saying that because when women say that, that's a protection for themselves because they know how soft they are on the inside. They usually have come to the conclusion that niggas ain't shit because niggas have treated them like they wasn't shit. So this is how you determine that. This is a life lesson thing, right? So that means Caresha knows. But once you have somebody throwing all of those good things at you at the same time, and that rapping, that powerful, magnetic ass, famous ass rapping, I think it's so weird the way people don't understand how he's able to get these women to do whatever he wants them to do. Like Are y'all gonna act like people don't pass out and cry when they get around certain celebrities? That happens because certain celebrities really do have a lot of energy. They have a lot of energy. It's not just because they're famous. It's also because of like the energy that they're generating from whatever it is that they do. And also how many people are vying into their energy, how many people like their music, who buy into whatever image they're portraying. People buy into his image. So he walking in the door with a certain, like, are you serious, y'all? Diddy would make anybody nervous that he came into contact with. Just for being who he is, front facing. Where are they getting the energy from? It depends on how they get their energy. Diddy gets it from other people, sucking the lives out of all the children of Salem. I regenerate my own energy. Okay? But if anybody, tells you what it's like to be around me, I've heard it's a whirlwind.
Well, shit, it's been great. It's been great. Caresha, please. And
yes, drugs.
Yeah, I can't wait till we drop that record. Can't wait till y'all hear the record. Act Bad.
You took me off the song.
I didn't take you off the song. we gotta get back in there and just get those verses just right. When is your album gonna be done?
Our album is coming out the end of.
I don't understand how some women say niggas ain't shit and expect a good man. Why not? I say niggas ain't shit all the time and I have a great man. Like, usually that's how you find a good one. When you are able to identify how many of them ain't shit, that makes a whole level of ain't shit ass nigga fall off. There's a whole level of fuck shit ass nigga that will never reach me because I'm the type of woman that says niggas ain't shit and means it. So I get a great guy. And it's a lot of us that's like that. It's a lot of us that are not male identified and still have niggas. We just so happen to, the small few of us, child, that have found niggas with sense that are willing to feed off of what we're giving them and grow and do their own thing and be their own person and shit.
July.
Okay.
So it's about to be a SEDURE summer.
Okay.
And you already know. Yeah. You about to fuck this summer up.
Let me tell you something. You gotta let these niggas know they ain't shit, ma'am. I'm sorry. You have to let them know that. They don't respect all of that appeasing and soft feeling shit all the time. Yes, sometimes. But there's they only really, really like, bend to women that do not bend to them. I'm just being real. You really gotta be out here with these niggas ain't shit glasses on so you can have the discernment to see through those that really ain't shit. Cause it's a lot of them and they confusing.
Fuck this shit up.
Yeah, I love to be in the studio with you, like as a producer and just that's probably like one of my like highlights of my career, like getting in the studio with Diddy and doing a record with you and having you produce it. And
that's part of the reason why Diddy is attracted to Caresha is because Caresha gives a image of nigga, I'm gonna act bad, I'm a city girl, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't want no love, I don't want no marriage, I don't want no relationship, nigga. I just want to have a good time and be on my way. So if you think I'm about to be all in love with you and making all of these self-sacrifices, nigga, you got another thing coming. And then he fucked her world up, and now self-sacrifice is all over the place.
Being in the studio recording it.
Yeah, we got a bona fide banger. And also got a hit show. So that's what we doing. We're going up. We getting money. What's up with us? We getting money.
Yeah, we getting money over here.
Yeah, that's what we doing. So thanks for having me be the first guest. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The more you do it, just the better.
Yeah, but she doesn't have any discernment. She's not raised with good discernment. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Yeah, we discussed. Go watch it. What was discussed in part 1? Go watch it. It's the last video I did.
Better you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? What you trying to do with the platform though, too? Like is you trying to speak to women? Or you just talking about lifestyle?
It's a challenge.
I'm trying to be the voice. I'm trying to do everything. Like it's no limits with me.
Yeah.
I almost feel like that's one of the reasons why with Jane Doe, he was always threatening to break up with her. because he realized she wasn't as hard. Like the women that they have like a fight with, they enjoy that because it's an opportunity for them to best you. Think about how ignorant men really love to have debates on the internet with women who they know are smarter than them. It's like they're feeding off of the women's energy I was just on Threads a minute ago, and I just posted something because I saw something on TikTok that I had never heard before about how a lot of the names of our nether regions, you guys, us as women, is not only named after men, but also some of the names have like negative connotations attached to, different words that mean shame and stuff like that. Let me see if I can find that TikTok video. But when I saw that, I was like, oh no, bitch, not doing us like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was wild to me. And so I posted that because I had never heard of that before. And I always think it's so interesting how deep the patriarchy goes. Like it really didn't leave any stone unturned when it comes to how many ways they want to work on you to make you feel bad about yourself. Okay? Like, and that I feel like that includes women's body parts and our vulva, how we see our vagina, this very thing that they be trying to kill us over. They try to kill other people over. They keep trying to possess it, but they keep telling you it ain't shit, it ain't work shit, and it's shameful, and you should be disgusted. And when you have a period, you're unclean, and all of this stupid shit, you know what I'm saying, about women's bodies and stuff like that. Like, I'm always floored by by how that happens. When I find out some new information, it's always just fascinating to me, right? So I posted it on Threads, and there were a lot of people that did not know, and then they went and looked it up for themselves because they make sense. And of course, if some ashy looking nigga in my mentions, why are you always on the internet arguing about something? It's nothing that you can change. Like, who's arguing? Who the fuck's arguing? I was like, social media is a place to share information, not just be a creep inserting yourself in conversations that didn't include or involve you. If you didn't understand why I posted it, maybe you should have kept scrolling. Then the nigga said some shit, and I didn't read all of it because I tried not to read all of the stupid shit these niggas say because I know they just want somebody to talk to them because they're ugly and at home lonely. So they always just want somebody to engage with them. They always want somebody to like give them some type of attention or energy. Like, who the fuck are you even talking to, my nigga? But they feed off of any attention from a woman. When you notice how many men are on the internet looking for fights with women, like, it should let you know how thirsty they are to feed off of any type of attention or energy that they get. Her last episode was December 2024. And she wasn't even consistent before then.
I can take you to church.
Yeah.
I can take you to the club.
Yeah.
Take you in the bedroom.
Ooh.
I can do it all. I'm gonna check out our trades. So I'm trying to just take it everywhere.
Okay.
The sky's the limit for me.
Let's go. That's what I'm talking about.
Do.
Caresha, please.
Period.
Okay. So y'all got to see how that worked right quick. Hold up. Let me see if I can go to this video and play this video for y'all.
There are things that we all believe that have literally been made up. Welcome to our Man Science series, when we expose the tale as old as time. Dudes, instead of doing real science, just do this shoddy, sloppy thing that they call science that is essentially to justify awful male behavior and try to make women feel more demure. From fight or flight to 8 hours of sleep to alpha males to monogamous women, let's bust some myths together. At the link,
okay, this not the video that I watched. Damn, that looked like a good one though.
Did such a bad job.
It's a Man Science video though, and I was trying to see. It's not the alpha male one. We know that one. Ugh. God. I thought I was trying to find it for y'all because it was a really good one explaining all of the different parts that are what they're named after and what those names mean, because some of them are really just after the men who wanted to name them, because you didn't really discover anything, you fucking weirdo. And then, you know, y'all probably abused some woman in order to find out whatever it was you found out, and then you named it. You know what I'm saying? Like you named it after yourself. Like, and then the one of these stupid people in the comments, I mean, don't normally whenever people discover something, they name it after themselves? Yeah, and normally people are colonizing dickheads that like to steal shit from people. Like, why would you name female parts after stupid male shit instead of after things that are about women? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Like, it's just the shit that people be saying, bruh. It's just the shit that people be saying. God damn it. Ugh. Let me see. Did I like it? I'm so annoyed that I can't find that for y'all, because that was such a good video.
Is your man an alpha male or a beta male?
Stupid shit. Whenever you hear somebody say shit like that, know they're stupid. Okay? If somebody ever says anything like that, tell them they're stupid. Let me see. Is this it?
People like to feel good. And if you tell them that they shouldn't, it doesn't usually go over well. So when Bro Clan tried to destroy 25,000 years of goddess worship, they had to overcome this huge problem that the goddess worship was so open and sexually free and empowering for everyone, which totally works in a matriarchy. But to track who the father is, you have to have so much control over women's sexuality and their bodies. So when Bro Clan wrote
It's
the
not it, but this a good
anti-goddess
one, so I'm gonna let it
propaganda,
rock.
the Adam and Eve story, they needed to do a whole lot of sexual shaming. Thus, we see the really damaging purity culture that is present in pretty much every patriarchal religion. So in the Adam and Eve story, what is one of the first things that Adam and Eve become ashamed of once they listened to women who listened to snakes? The goddess. They realize that their bodies are all wrong, that they should be covered. These are the earliest ideas of us as humans being taught that the things that naturally feel good, that lead to more people in the world, is actually a bad thing that should be controlled, dirty and wrong. And the whole Adam needs to rule over Eve and not trust her and keep her in control was a direct encouragement by Bro Clan of like, hey, we have to treat women this really awful way and control their bodies, because that's the only way that we can track a patriarchy. People,
And that's one of the, I used to wonder why I will argue with people about the way they felt about what's it called, y'all? Paternity. Y'all remember paternity court? Paternity court used to be, you know, the lick back in the day. And there was always a situation where the woman did not know who the child's father was. And when she didn't know who the child's father was, everybody would feel like it was okay to abuse her thereafter, because that's the worst thing you could possibly do, is have a baby with a nigga and then it's not his, right? Even though what we've seen is that even when the babies are theirs, a lot of men still don't give a fuck about those kids. And then there are people who want to be fathers so that they will actually raise other people's kids. But then also niggas that don't care about their own kids will raise other people's kids as well. So you see how niggas can be reckless with the way they father, but women cannot be reckless with the way that they mother, because as soon as somebody got the wrong nigga sperm, you know, in her body and got pregnant and didn't know which one it was, everybody is like, now that gives us an excuse to abuse her and neglect the child. And that's what used to drive me. And then I would be at a point where it's like, okay, if y'all want to abuse the woman because she did this, that's fine. But why do you have to like emotionally withdraw from the child and then tell the child the reason why I can't be a better person for you is because of your raggedy ass mama? And then that's good enough. Which I feel like is the same thing as men who actually are the biological father. Nobody cheated them. And whenever they leave and they come back later, what do they say? It was because of your raggedy ass mama. So I feel like it doesn't really matter whether she, like, y'all be looking to not be the parent, whether it's yours or not. Like, for real, like, you be looking to not be a parent, whether it's yours or not. So that's why, like, for me, sometimes when I be looking at this shit, I'm just like, I feel like I understand why at some point y'all couldn't find that shit out. Because people didn't know. How the fuck else would you know besides, you know, controlling women's bodies and marriage and the patriarchy shit and testing virginity and all of that shit? And oh, she got to be a virgin. She can never have had sex before she have sex with you. Then she got to marry you. And that's the way you make sure that she's only having sex with one person. And that's how you make sure that, you know, you're not confused about who the daddy is. That was originally how they controlled that shit. But like, ultimately, I feel like what happened back in the day, which probably worked better, is that the women would just have sex and, you know, whoever they wanted to have sex with freely. And then if they got pregnant, there's already a group of men in the community that are going to be fathers to all of the children in the community. Now, mind you, this is when communities were smaller, right? But still, the idea was all of the women are responsible for the women and all of the men are responsible for the men. So if somebody has a baby, all of the women would take care of the baby until the baby got to a certain age. If it's a girl child, it stays with the women. If it's a boy child, it goes to be with the men at some point. And then they would have this rites of passage, these, you know, tests and lessons in order to get that boy to manhood. You don't have any of that shit anymore. You don't have any of that shit anymore. They took all of that shit, destroyed all of it. That's what people used to live like before this. And to me, I feel like that probably worked better because it didn't force men who didn't want to play a part in that to do it. They could just have sex with women. And then, you know, if they weren't somebody that people already know in the community, that's not somebody we can rely on to be responsible for the children. So we're not going to make them like the leader. The leader of the men has to be responsible for leading other men. So that man has to be good with the role that he plays in the parenting of the children of the community. Just like the women understand how they have to play their part in the parenting of the children at a certain age. Like that's how it like went at some point. Okay. Like everybody had roles, and that was before that was when it was separated. Because I think even before that, it wasn't even separated. Like men and women weren't necessarily separate because there weren't so many men. And I do feel like there has been a push to have more and more kids for like a lot of years, for like thousands of years. I think they've been pushing to have more kids to create more people to enslave, because when a community is small, everybody can work whatever their job is that adds to the community, but then everybody eats, everybody does fair work, and it's not all of these people. So there's more checks and balances. You know who everybody is. Those people are responsible to everybody in that community because it's not all of these fucking people. As soon as we started deciding to overpopulate, it then created all of these risks that weren't there when the communities were smaller. And, you know, people just understood like that's a father man. Like there's a man in the community that's gonna be the father type. And there are men like him that are the father type. They play that role. Other niggas, they shit may be something else. So even if they're the biological father, nobody fucking knows or nobody cares, because the men that are wanting to play that role are there to play that role, versus forcing niggas to do it that don't want no parts of these children. Yes, well-defined divisions of labor, and what everybody's doing is of value, but especially the women, because they're responsible for the early stages of these children, which is when they're actually learning, which is why women are normally, you know, really good at that nurturing shit, and why people want the kids to be raised by the mother in those early years. But the mother also needs a whole bunch of help. And that's where having a community of women would come from. Not just relying on a nuclear family, mother and father, but no, the community of all the women that take care of children and make it so that it's not so much on one woman because a nigga didn't lock this one woman in the house away from everybody. No, I don't. I think that's a lie. I don't think we're supposed to be fruitful and multiply the way we do now. No, I don't. I think we needed way smaller numbers. It definitely should have went back to being one man for every 10 women. If that was the case, the men would have to be actually up to par. They would have to be smart. They would have to be strong. They would have to also be able to have empathy for the women and children in the community in order to be whatever it is they needed to be in the community. Like, yeah, no, I actually feel like the overpopulation is a part of the problem. It's too many people to try to control. And that's why there's always some shit going on. It's too many fucking people. And this was not done naturally. We're not just being happy and multiplying. That's not what's happening here. Like over hundreds and hundreds of years, they have created scenarios for people to do shit like be bored enough to sit at home and fuck. I'm going to create all of these conveniences for y'all, like running water and stoves and shit. So you don't have to be out here, on farmland doing everything. But when you're bored, we're going to give you liquor, music, and tell you to fuck. Okay. You got to think about how many times historically, I disagree. 10-1 is crazy. That's because you live in this version of life and you can't imagine not having ownership of your own man. But think about it the way, even in this patriarchy, you might see an example of one man with a whole bunch of money that takes care of women, a whole bunch of women. He has a wife and he has several different women. And then they have kids and all of those women take care of each other and they take care of all their kids. Just think about it like that, but in a tribal way and not in a hierarchical king way. Too many cooks in the kitchen. I think it's too many men. I don't think there can ever be too many cooks in the kitchen when it comes to women taking care of children and community. Because if you look at some of the tribal owning your own man. Oh yeah, the women want to own their own man too. That's a part of it. Now we're talking about society in the past and how it did work better than what we have now, because what we have now is really toxic and dangerous for everybody. But you're in it so you don't see it, just like any other abusive relationship. Not like Nick Cannon, because Nick Cannon doesn't actually take care of or secure those women, and those women are so far apart that they can't really be of aid to each other the way it is when all of the women are living in community together. It's different. Okay. And I'm talking about in a communal way, not necessarily in this sexual way. That's why I said the tribal way is not necessarily that this man is fucking, and I'm saying 1 for every 10, because I do feel like it's really only a handful of good looking, fine ass niggas with sense that can protect everybody and still be empathetic. Y'all not about to get a whole bunch of niggas like that. Y'all are just not. I don't know where y'all live at. That's not gonna happen. It's just like now, y'all just have a whole bunch of ain't shit niggas, and then y'all have a small group of good niggas that you gotta go through all of the ain't shit niggas to find. Okay. Yes, I mean out of context of the patriarchy, meaning not the way you think now, not the way shit is right now. No, because everything that's happening right now is bastardized. So you wouldn't even be able to see it without also fearing the side of it that the patriarchy has induced into everything. Y'all gotta stop living in y'all heads for real. I mean, who's not living in their head though? Like if bitch, if you're not in your head, where are you? Right. Y'all center y'all minds on sex and not the village. And that's another problem. That's another problem y'all have an issue with. Y'all be worried so much about sex that you don't really pay attention to what's actually valuable in partners. Right? So yeah, it makes sense that in this context, you wouldn't be able to see this without feeling like a woman is being exploited, because in this system, there is no way that these things happen without women being exploited. But if women, in the matriarchy, Bronze Age, when people actually lived like this, no, it wasn't, always Because I feel like a lot of women probably back then didn't want to be with a whole bunch of niggas. Like y'all just now being bombarded with dick juice. Like y'all fever for dick the way y'all do because y'all have been socialized to. But just imagine if that wasn't on the forefront of your mind every day, all day, some fucking man, how much you probably would be okay with like, you know, we did it that one day. It was nice. I had a good time. But you know, what's really interesting is, did you see this hut that I built up? I added another room on the back. Like, the fuck? I found a new plant that I think we might be able to eat. And I think I figured out how I could, like, you know, plant a whole bunch of them so we could get more of that crop. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the fuck people be like, people really, you know, had other things besides dick on their brains. Akira Fried, thank you for the super chat. Bondi, hearing you on a Friday night. Your perspective keeps me somewhat sane. Scary witnessing folks ignore all this truth, cognitive dissonance, and most of us Black women confuse trauma bonding for love. Been there. It's awful. It really is. It's really an awful feeling. That feeling of being rejected and feeling empty is just so fucking sad. Right. Men were not valued as a prize. It was just like, oh, that's fun. That's great. He's nice. We connected. Did you have a good time with him? Like, and a lot of the times it was the, you know, whoever had the best sperm is the nigga that's fucking everybody. We need more kids. Then we're not going to waste our time with this one nigga that we know, like, we have a good time with him. But why would everybody let him run through the club when he ain't shooting the club up? And the point was to shoot the club up. You know what I'm saying? It's like the lady's going to know, hey, almost every time son hit up, you know, somebody get pregnant. He might be the lick. I don't know. So if you trying to have another baby, if that's what's on your, you know what I'm saying, your bucket list of things, he might be the wave. Now this other one over here, if you just want to have a good time and you're not trying to get, you know, you're not trying to have a him over there, he might be a better option for you. And if you like somebody that just really like to talk and they have like a good personality, homeboy that's sitting back there under the tree that does the woodwork, yeah, he's awesome. He's great to talk to. Like, we all have really dope conversations with him. Y'all don't be okay. And then there are different men to give the kids different perspectives and different versions of a man. And so they can pick which parts of each different man that they would like to adopt to their own manhood. Girl, y'all gotta, okay, open it up a little bit, girl. Get imaginative about it. It can happen. All right, y'all. Let me play this clip and then I'm gonna get off here because I'm supposed to be somewhere in like an hour, but I'm gonna be late.
Lana said, do you think it's harder to date for dark-skinned women? I don't think, I know, and the research says that.
Okay. Like, so y'all know I don't like to judge people. Cause I don't be liking to judge nobody. Like, I can respect everybody and I mean, I don't like to judge people for who they are. But the way this nigga talks be irking my spirit sometimes. It's like, how much can you sound like the most BALI, like, Caucasian lady you can possibly talk like? Like, how much, like, back of your throat, curt vocal fry can occur? Like, what can we do? Like, I'm sorry, y'all. Because it feels like he's trying. It feels like he's trying. I hate when y'all comment, I disagree, like I know what the fuck y'all talking about. I don't know what you disagree with. I said a lot of shit.
It is more difficult. And if you're
just to say, he's a dating coach. He's not, like, he doesn't have to be straight to be a dating coach. It's actually best that he not be straight, because when you're straight and you're a dating coach, you fuck your clientele.
You're a darker skinned woman and your friends are telling you, no, girl, you got this. No, girl, it's more difficult.
No, for real.
It's harder. It means it may take a little bit longer. It also means that your boundaries are going to have to be too legit to quit, because a lot of these men will try you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Self-Made SM. There's a couple of matriarchy in Africa right now. They are, but because they don't have skyscrapers and niggas killing the atmosphere and killing the earth and all of that with big ass buildings that they just gonna leave dilapidated in 15 years, people don't see those nations as being successful. I think people have different, aspects of what they feel like, that may be. Because I think inner peace is one thing. Now, don't think I'm gonna be able to take much less than my own life has given me, but I can understand how somebody that's never been here can appreciate where they're from, regardless to where that may be.
Right? I think that the marriage rate for darker skinned women are in the teens. If you're a lighter skinned woman, it's in the 40s, 40th, 50th percentile, similar to the white girls and lighter skinned Latina girls. If you're medium skin tone, then you're in the high 20s, early 30s. I want to be honest with you. I hate that people are like, there's no difference. There is a difference. And I think it sucks, but there's a difference. But I think it's important for you, if you're a darker skinned woman, to understand this. And hopefully this inspires you to expand or widen your net. That's why I'm always saying this, right? Because a lot of the darker skinned women, they're like, oh my God, the only guys that are going to be checking for me are black guys. Girl, do you know how much colorism, texturism black guys have? Yuck. Girl, if you are dark, that means you got to get to the light. Like you want pale. The palest guys like the darkest women. Okay? And Lana said, do you think it's harder to date for dark-skinned women?
That's true.
I don't think. I know. And
He's not lying. He's telling the truth. He's not. He's not lying. He's telling the truth. What you got to understand about racism is that white people will make you feel about yourself in a way that they don't even really feel about you. They tell you they hate your skin or your hair, but actually they like it. They like the fact that you don't burn in the sun and that your hair can't hold lice. And they're actually really jealous of that. They're jealous that their hair just falls flat and doesn't really hold curl or form or braid the way ours does. But they will have taught you that that's a bad thing. So you then dislike it about yourself, right? So I think that you have to understand how people's minds work. Black people internalized racism because it was a gun being pointed at them and they're receiving the bullets. And the bullets are colorism, texturism, I hate my nose, all of that shit. And it's something somebody threw at them, but it's not necessarily a bullet that hit that person, meaning that they haven't internalized that. So a lot of white people will fetishize or see black people as being way more attractive or way more cool or way more shy and all of that shit. And they either make you feel bad about it because it makes them feel insecure. They want to usurp it and take it over and do it themselves, or they have an appreciation for it and respect you for how you show up. You have there are options, but that last one is your best option, and you usually find that few and far in between. Okay. Let me see. Because there was a comment that I wanted to respond to. Because somebody asked me a question. Do you think the patriarchy and matriarchy stuff goes a bit too far? These days, good versus evil and male versus female get twisted. I feel like I can't tell you what too far means because I feel I fear our perspective of what this means is different, right? So for me, patriarchy is not just a blanketed term that I'm just throwing around. I am identifying how history has shaped how we feel about ourselves and how we buy into illusions like race, like gender, like social status, like class, like they're made up things, virginity. These are all made up things. They're not actually real. They're not actually real. But we think that they're real because they're boxes inside of our minds. It's something we've been taught. So, like, our minds are computers. So once we've been taught something, that's the program that we work everything off of. That's where the patriarchy. So, like, you understand racism, right? I hope you would understand how racism works, right? You know that it's systematic and historical, and you know that it also happens on a small interpersonal scale, microaggressions at jobs and shit. So once we can recognize how these things are harmful and how often they're taking place and in the space that they're taking place, then we can try to counteract them once we understand what's happening. When we talk about the patriarchy, it is because it is something that has been taking place historically for thousands of years that affects how you feel about yourself and the people around you today in 2025. It is the reason why everybody centers how men feel. It's the reason why y'all find victims and grown-ass men who you assign power to, but also infantilize. It's not real, but it's what you've been taught, and it's a mass contradiction. There is a pedestalization of the image of a man, not all males, but the image of what a man means, something that's not real. Think about how you first thought about God. Before anybody told you that God was black, you thought about God like a white man with a white beard and long white hair and a fucking robe. You know where you saw that? In pictures of Zeus that had been recreated in cartoons and sculptures and shit to make you think that that's what God looks like. It's a white man. It's a white man. Some white man said, I think white men are God, so I want to make God a white man, so everybody will worship white men and they will do everything we want them to do. It's not any different than what we're fighting about right now. This is not about just men versus women, but men and a lot of women have been programmed and they're like zombies. You know how zombie movies are just like a whole bunch of people that you can't talk to. They're not there. They just want to eat you. They just want to eat you. You just have to kill them. You can't be rational with them. You can't talk to them. They're just moving and there's nothing you can do about it. That is the mental state that most people in this world are in. They're programmed. They're not up. They're not awoke. They're not woke. They're not awakened. They're sleeping, and they're just doing what they've been programmed to do and thinking how they've been programmed to think. The movie The Matrix, that's what that is a metaphor for. That's what that's talking about. And you can find it in other places of literature as well. Okay? So once you realize that this concerted effort to keep everybody imprisoned by other beings that they can't really see, but there's a hierarchy that keeps everybody in place. There's a hierarchy, right? And when we all buy into the hierarchy, when we all agree to the terms of this illusion that's been created for us, then we have to beat each other, kill each other, and abuse each other in order for this to stay in place. So that's why we talk about the patriarchy and we tell you about the history of matriarchs, because nobody really taught us that in school. Nobody thought that there were actually women goddesses that people worshiped before we decided that a man was God and that a woman came from a nigga's rib, which is the most ridiculous shit that anybody could have ever told y'all that y'all believe so seriously. That don't make sense to me. If we are made in God's image, then that would tell me that we create the God. We create. We put power into the God. we create the God. That's why different eras of people throughout history have different versions of God, different types of God. Even right now, different Christians have different types of God. Everybody has a different type of God. Some people have a more loving, forgiving, I treat people how I want to be treated type of God. Other people have an eye for an eye, a tooth for a fucking tooth type of God. Some people have a God that's going to make sure that the last are first and the first are last because they're always last. You whatever you need the God for, like women have made men their God. They make extreme sacrifices for men because they think it's about love. No matter how much evidence that they get that they shouldn't make those sacrifices, they still hold out hope for this illusion instead of being honest with themselves about the fact that, no, this person is just trying to get something out of me. This person is just trying to manipulate me. And that's why a lot of girls these days will say, I'm doing it for the plot. Because they're doing it for the experience. Because a lot of the times you have to go through these things before you can actually understand what's happening. But the pick-me's are merely the women who have internalized misogyny. They hate themselves. They put man in the place of themselves, and they work as zombies and Agent Smiths, as my girl Erica De Niro would say, to keep everybody in line with these boxes. Right? So when we talk about this system that we're living in, it's because you have to identify it as a system in order to identify what's real and what's not real, so that you can not stress yourself the fuck out about fitting into boxes that aren't real. So for me growing up, one of the boxes is being straight. You got to be straight. You got to be straight. Make me feel bad because I'm not straight. And then over time, the people that are teaching me that I need to be straight have not always been straight. That's why sometimes it's not about outing people so that everybody will attack them, but just because you're trying to draw a reference to how you can't really know that about anybody. It's not your business. It's not that important. And everybody's lying about it. Everybody's fronting and fucking faking about who they are to the point that they scared to even figure out if they might like dick because they don't want to. They might like women, but they don't want to like women because they've been told that they should be straight, strictly dickly. I like men. I don't like no bitch. Bitch, how you don't like bitch? You a bitch. Like, at some point, y'all, at some point, you have to recognize that on an individual level, we are oppressing, suppressing, stressing ourselves the fuck out about things that aren't real so that we can be distracted and not focus on the things that are real. Because if we were focusing on the things that were real, we would not be buying into this system. And if we weren't buying into this system, it wouldn't work. If we decided one day to look around at each other and say, let's not do racism anymore. Men, let's not do this sexism, misogynist shit anymore. Let's do our part. Let's find out what we can do. All the work that we put into manipulating women, let's put that work into changing ourselves to be better for them. Nobody don't want to do that. Girl, they don't want to do that. And it's because it's too many of them. They feel comforted by the fact that it's so many dangerous niggas out here that they need to protect you from. Because otherwise, if you're so worried about the nigga outside, you're not going to be looking at the nigga inside the house. So yeah. We have to talk about the patriarchy and what matriarchies used to look like and what egalitarian government like some of the white people have in their beautiful countries that have higher standards of living than ours does. All the Scandinavian countries got men and women equally running those countries, or women running those countries. And everybody's quality of life is much easier. People are getting the health care that they need. people are getting whatever access to time off after they have those fucking children. They're getting whatever that they need to buy into a system because the system isn't trying to overly exploit the resources. The patriarchy as a whole, but specifically American culture and everything byproduct or affected by it, loves to overly exploit the resources, the planet, the people, everything. Overly exploit. Don't take in an equal manner. Don't take in a way that means you got what you needed and I got what I needed. Oh no. Take in a way that at the end of the day, you feel like you got way more than that person know you even got from them. Just like selling land for a penny and now it being worth an unmentionable amount of money. And that's the same thing that the colonizers did to trick people out of their land is the same thing that men do to women. Lie to you about what they're going to offer you so that they can get more work out of you than they're actually going to give back. And so then when you read about the patriarchy or you read about history, all of this starts to make more sense to you. And you realize that some things aren't the conspiracy theory you think, but that it's a whole bunch of different things that was happening at the same time. Something called cause and effect has been lost upon a lot of people. So they love to run to conspiracy theories. But when we really start talking about the deep shit that makes sense, everybody goes into, oh, wait a minute, that's too deep. But you want to keep talking about who shot motherfuckers and all of that because those conspiracy theories are fun. The conspiracy theories that make you see fucked up shit everywhere you look. Everywhere you look. It's not fun. It's actually not an easy existence to have. But you know, it's the work. You do the work. They told us, they lied and told us about the Salem witch trials. Let you know they just want to keep their foot on women's necks out of pure hatred. Yeah, it's all of these, girl, throughout history, so many different intentional, concerted efforts in order to derail women from obtaining actual equal standing in a political, environmental, and home life manner. But no, y'all want to be with Diddy and be knocked over the head and told that you're an object and you're mine, and having niggas stalking you because you think that shit cute until you end up in a fucking pine box with niggas crying at the funeral talking about he ain't have to do that to her. But I'm going to go. Okay, because I'm going to go put my boots on the ground, girl. I'm going to have a good night. So I'm going to talk to you guys later. I might come back tomorrow. I'm in a very talkative space. So if I find more content on TikTok that I may want to share with you guys that goes down a deeper rabbit hole for those who want to go there, we might do something. Okay. So you guys have a really good, night. I feel like I gave y'all something. I do. I feel like I gave y'all something. Go think on it, girl. Go think on it. Peace out.